Hi everybody, Gaming Grandad here, little Gaming Grandad here with another video. Now this is going to be another Oculus Quest 2 VR video. Now I've done 3 Oculus Quest 2 videos before, but I don't want to just show you the games. You know, I could show you all the cutesy platform games that you can play in VR. There's loads of videos on them, but I thought I'd do something different excuse me, and show you the games. Well, they're not actually games, they're items that I'm interested in, and I like educational stuff. I like dinosaurs, I like looking at different places, all sorts of things to do with education, really, because there's so much out there for that type of thing, and games, yeah, games are good. This is a gaming channel, you might say, Gaming Grandad. You can't put that sort of stuff on this channel because you are a gaming channel and not an educational channel. But I'm going to put on there what I like to view in VR, and I think you might like it as well. So come and take a journey with me in VR after this intro. Now, you won't see exactly what I'm seeing in VR, because obviously you're going to be seeing it in 2D on this screen, on your screen, but I see it in 3D. And I'll tell you what, when these creatures like swim through you or touch you or look as if they're going to touch you, it's unbelievable how real this is. It's mind-blowing how real the situation is. So you won't be able to experience exactly what I'm experiencing in this virtual Quest 2, but you'll get a rough idea. This is my new place that I'm living in at the moment. What do you think of it? Quite nice, isn't it? Got a dining room table over there, look. Little bar. Sofa. Nice fire. Lovely lighting. First life. Oh, looking down is scary.
I'm on a fantastic journey to look at the origins of life. It will be a journey full of wonders. Using the latest technology, it's possible to bring to life the very first living creatures that appeared on the planet, for the first time in 500 million years. Humans first appeared around 2 million years ago. The dinosaurs were wiped out 66 million years ago. The first complex multicellular organisms arrived around 550 million years ago. But for the first 3.5 billion years after the formation of the Earth, all that existed here were microscopic single-celled organisms. The planet was very different from the one we know today.
There's the sun up there.
The early continents had only just solidified. The land was volcanic, dry and lifeless. But deep in the oceans, life was beginning. Here, there were single-celled organisms. For millions of years, conditions remained unchanged, but slowly oxygen levels in the Earth's oceans began to rise, and that had a profound effect on the development of life. Cells began to stick together, forming clumps, some of which would eventually evolve into the complex animals we know today. These clumps of cells were held together by strands of a new protein, collagen. It's sometimes called the sticky tape of the animal world. It's the most common protein in our bodies. Collagen enabled cells to stick together. It was the beginning of complex life.
Look, I feel like I could touch that.
Millions of years later, life had evolved far beyond its infancy as simple clumps of cells into considerably more complex forms. Charnia was a member of a community of creatures that lived at the bottom of the ocean 550 million years ago.
Feels like I can fall down now.
This strange leaf-shaped organism is the oldest large multicellular creature we know of. Anchored to the sea floor, well out of the reach of light, they grew up to 6 feet, 2 meters tall. Having such a simple body plan came at a heavy price. Just a few million years after they first evolved, they vanished. An evolutionary dead end. Just as Charnia was dying out, new creatures appeared that were constructed in a completely different and more complex way. And they were able to take a new and crucial step. They began to move. The first animal movements were undoubtedly slow, perhaps even too slow to notice. Dickinsonia crept about, feeding on the organic matter on the sea floor beneath it. Perhaps it moved with the help of hundreds of tiny tubular feet, as starfish do today. Kimberella was an early ancestor of the mollusks. It probably had a single muscular foot, just as snails and slugs have, with which it pulled itself along the sea bottom. Sprigina was the first animal we know of with a head at one end and a tail at the other, and between a body with two identical halves, were it to be split down the middle. But once animals developed mouths and the ability to move, evolution took off. Just a few million years later, an evolutionary blink of the eye, these animals began to evolve so rapidly that life seemed to have exploded into a multitude of new forms. Animals increased in numbers, diversity and size as never before.
540 million years ago.
Suddenly, the oceans were teeming with life. Pikaia was a tiny worm-like animal, but it had something new. The beginnings of a backbone. It, or something very like it, was the ancestor of all vertebrates.
Look up there.
And here is Opabinia, an animal so bizarre it looked like an unusually bold evolutionary experiment.
Touch that.
The flaps along its side enabled it to propel itself forward. It had 5 eyes to search for food and a strange trunk with which to collect it. Wiwaxia, once thought to be an ancestor of earthworms, is now believed to have been an early snail with a spiked protective shell. Hallucigenia was even stranger. Its spikes were probably defensive, for now there were predators around.
Look at this thing in front of us. It's hard to believe that. How do they know that?
Anomalocaris may have been an ambush hunter waiting in concealment to grab unsuspecting prey. It could grow to over a metre and several feet in length. It was, as far as we know, the first big predator on Earth.
Look at that. How do they know it existed? How do they know that existed?
Creatures now needed to be able to defend themselves. Ammonites, relatives of today's squid and octopi, evolved shells.
I love this sort of stuff.
Other creatures evolved hard, jointed plates that encase their entire bodies, an exoskeleton. This innovation led to some of the most successful creatures in the history of life, the arthropods. These are called trilobites. Their exoskeletons made them very successful, and they colonized all kinds of different habitats, just as modern arthropods do today. So far, we have discovered about 17,500 different trilobite species, and they came in a whole variety of different shapes and sizes. Trilobites were, without question, the most successful animals of their time.
Look at them. They're weird.
Today, the trilobites are extinct, but in their heyday, the continued evolution of their exoskeleton enabled their arthropod cousins to dominate the oceans. Then, 450 million years ago, some arthropods appeared that were truly giants.
I think we're getting into the big stuff now by the looks of it. Look at that, that looks fantastic.
Sea scorpions were the top predators.
Scorpion. Imagine that.
They were the biggest arthropod that has ever existed. And they could grow up to 2.5 meters, 8 feet in length. The fundamental features of modern animals were being established, and the arthropods were the great pioneers.
Look at the size of it.
In the oceans, life had begun. But the land remained barren and without animals of any kind. But there was food there, simple plants, and that tempted some animals to venture out of the water.
Where are we now? Look at the Earth now.
Life wouldn't colonize the land for another
sea.
100 million years.
That was really good.
Well, I hope you liked that video, ladies and gents, with the Oculus Quest 2 VR system. Now, if you really don't want me to do any more, leave me a comment and just say, Gaming Grandad, no, this is a gaming channel. Although the Oculus Quest is a gaming device as such, but if you really don't want me to do it, just leave me a comment and say, Gaming Grandad, no, we don't want to see any more of that. Or if you do like it and you say, that was very nice to see, because eventually I will be playing games on it, but I just want to show you what I'm interested in at the moment. Just say, yeah, Gaming Grandad, we love watching that, please carry on, and I will carry on doing it. So let's hope and see what you have to say out there. Anyway, please leave a subscribe. Please leave a subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed before. Hit the bell icon, that way you'll be notified of my up and coming videos, hopefully VR. And please leave a comment. I love reading your comments, positive or negative. I don't mind, I really don't mind, because if I read negative I can learn from them. And also leave a comment. Or if I just said that, I don't know. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Anyway, Gaming Grandad, little Gaming Grandad saying bye for now, and I will see you again in the next video. Take care everybody. Bye.